Welcome to Beyond the Strikes, and I'm delighted to say we're joined by your new favourite fighter, Aitana Alvarez. Aitana, how are you doing today?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
You're very, very welcome. And first things first, you're in your early 20s, you've already had fights in KSW, and you're currently with the brilliant Combate Global. You must be so happy with the start to your career. What's your take on how things have started?
I'm happy with it. Currently, I have a double contract with KSV and with Combate Global. So I have three more fights in Combate Global and three more fights in KSV. I hope that next year I will be also in Poland fighting because I like it also. It's different because in Combate Global there isn't the crew, the crowd, and in KSV it's like a very big event. So I would like to be there this year.
Yeah, and how do you find that? Because you mentioned so in Combati they do it in the studio, don't they, in Miami? And then the other organization, you've got the big event and big crowd. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer having the audience there?
I like to have the audience there. Yeah, when I was in Poland, the first time when I fought with KSB, I was a little bit, I don't know how to explain it, but I was surprised because the public was, "Hi, Dana," and I was like, "Okay, okay, they're with me." So yeah, I like it also.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised the fans were getting behind you. So we've watched all of your fights this week, and they're always exciting. Is that something the fans can expect whenever you're in the cage?
Yeah, I don't have the best record, but I like doing those kind of fights. I don't like to do boring fights. I like to fight.
That's absolutely brilliant. And what's the latest on when we can see you back in the cage? Because we can't wait to see you back there.
I think that I will be back in January or February. Now combat stops with the events, and currently I can't fight on KSB till next year. So I'm waiting.
Brilliant. And so going right back to the start, where did you originally grow up and how did you originally get into combat sports?
My grandfather and my father practice combat sports, so I have been watching it since I was so young. So I was like, "Daddy, I want to box," and he was like, "No, you are not going to box." I started with karate, also with judo, and then I started with more hard sports.
Mhm.
I entered with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I stayed there 5 years, and when I made my 18th birthday, I started with mixed martial arts because my father didn't let me.
And did you grow up, are we right in understanding you grew up around the kind of the Basque region of Spain?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and what was it like growing up there with MMA? Is there kind of a big MMA scene?
There is not a lot of MMA, so it's a little bit hard to evolve there. That's why I have to move to Valencia because there isn't a lot of MMA. When I went to fight to KSV, then I stayed also in Czech Republic. Uh, I felt that I was having a little bit of less level than my opponents in the training and those things. So it's a little bit hard for
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, makes complete sense. And I mean, we're both European, and in Europe, football, so soccer for the American viewers, is just absolutely massive. Have you always wanted a career in MMA, or have there been any other sports like soccer that you've looked
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
into?
I have played a lot of sports. I have a lot of sports in the sea, also with the balls. I have played basketball, also soccer. Uh, a lot of a lot of sports. I don't know how to name them on English. So a lot of sports.
I like that as well. And do you follow football? I'm guessing you must have to support Barcelona if you're from that region, or maybe Atletico Bilbao.
Not a lot, not a lot. I don't like it a lot. I like it for playing it, but not for watching it.
Yeah,
I prefer to watch martial arts.
yeah, nice. And can you remember the first martial arts fight you watched?
Yeah, it could be Cris Cyborg
Mhm.
versus Gina Carano.
Gina
Yeah, it
Carano,
was.
that's
My father put me those fights while I was training with him because I started training with him also. So uh, I think this
yeah.
one was the first
Yeah.
one.
And would you say, are there any particular fighters that have been really influential in kind of you and your love of the sport? Would you say she's one that you've always watched?
Yeah, I like a lot Cris Cyborg. I when I started in this sport, when I went to my first MMA gym, I told them I want to fight Cris Cyborg, and they were like, "This girl is crazy." I was so young. While I get into the sport, I I knew that it was not possible because we are not from the same wave, but it would be good to have a sparring session with her.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we're big fans of hers. I think she's influenced a lot of fighters. And yeah, she's definitely one of the greatest to ever do it. So we agree,
She's
definitely.
amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we love fighter nicknames, and you've got a good one, Amazona. What's the story behind that?
Okay. When I went to Sweden to train a couple of months a year ago, they were telling us Amazonas, and I was like, okay, that's good. And they told me the history of the Amazonas, and I was like, okay, I have one Amazona tattoo on my leg, so I was like, okay, that's mine.
I love that. That's really great. And you mentioned about tattoos. You've got a really impressive tattoo collection. Do you have
Yeah.
a particular favorite tattoo you've got, and do you plan on getting more?
I'm planning on getting more. I I want to get tattooed by a lot of people because I like all the styles. So yeah, I will have more tattoos. The first one here to close this one. So
Very nice. Very nice. And do you have a particular favorite tattoo that you've got at the moment?
and no, no, I like all of them. I like the art.
Yeah.
So I appreciate every kind of art. Not the bad ones, but yes, the good ones.
Oh, I love that. That's a great answer. We have a hypothetical question for you. So, if you could only watch one fighter's past and future fights, which fighter would you pick?
What? Sorry?
So,
If
if there was only one fighter that you could watch their fights, you're not allowed to watch any other fighter, who
okay.
would you choose?
Can I say myself?
Of course you can. Of course you can say yourself,
I,
yeah, watching your
I
own
like
fights back.
watching the fight. So myself winning a fight.
I love that. And when you're preparing for fights, how much time do you spend focusing on yourself versus focusing on your opponent?
A lot of time. A lot of time. I have two trainings for day, but I train more or less like 4 hours a day, and it's my normal routine. Every day I'm training like that. Like if I was in a training camp, when we have the training camp, we get more focus on my opponent. What is she going to do, and what can I do for stop her?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And well, honestly, it's a real pleasure catching up with you. And like I say, we're big fans of yours. We absolutely love watching you fight.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to see you back in the cage. We've got one more question, and the question is, what would you like to achieve over the next, say, 5 years?
I would like to fight. I don't have any purposes, any exactly purpose. I want to fight, I want to evolve, and then everything will come. You know, I'm not expecting to have any I don't know how to explain it. Give me a second that I'm having a break of my Spanish and my English. But I would like to have a belt, but I know that now it isn't the time. It will come. I would like to fight as much as I can and to win as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's incredible because when we ask this question to fighters, I mean, 5 years time usually takes them into their early 30s or mid 30s. So for you, you've got so much time ahead of you to kind of grow and learn. So it's going to be really exciting following your career. And yeah, as I say, you've got fans in us. We'll be cheering you on from London whenever you're fighting. So
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
no worries. Stay in contact and we'll catch up soon. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you.